Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Commandant of Midshipmen's Change of Leadership Ceremony. Please rise for the arrival of the official party. Bosun, post aside, boys. Colonel, United States Marine Corps, arriving. Brigade of Midshipmen, arriving. Naval Academy, arriving. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the march on of the colors and for the playing of our national anthem. March on the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the posting of the colors and for the invocation. Post the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Bonnet, Chaplain Corps, United States Navy.
Ladies and gentlemen, according to your custom, I invite you to join me in prayer. Eternal Father, as we prepare for this change of leadership, may we be reminded of the responsibilities and the opportunities leadership provides, of the commitment and the sacrifice of those who serve our nation and of those families who support them. We are gathered here to not only embrace this change, but to celebrate it. We will pause in this hour to celebrate the years of service Captain Buchanan has provided to this academy and recognize the incredible opportunity Colonel McDonough has before him. The Commandant of Midshipmen is the critical component of all of our efforts to strengthen the moral and ethical core of our military. For it is within the passageways of Bancroft Hall and in the relationships that are formed here that we are able to establish the foundation for a stronger and more talented Navy and Marine Corps. We thank you for bestowing upon Captain Buchanan the strength and wisdom needed in the difficult days that the brigade and all its leaders experienced alongside him during this pandemic. At every step, he manifested an undimmed commitment to lead men and women to achieve and ultimately excel in the defense of liberty around the globe. May his example continue to inspire us to use the gifts we have in service to our nation, always committed to do what is right and to defend what is true. Bless this ceremony, this celebration, this time, for those who are leaving and those now coming, that you may be honored in all things. We pray this today in your holy name. Amen.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain T.R. Buchanan.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Aren't we fortunate with this weather for sure? Of course, if it was just dialed down maybe 5 degrees, a little cooler, we'd all be a little bit more satisfied. But thank you for those in cyberspace listening in. So if you couldn't have made it here from far away, and for those that made the journey, it's great to have you with us here today. We do have a number of distinguished guests that I'd like to just introduce on the onset. Admiral Skip Bowman, former Director of Naval Reactors, my former boss, the third successor to Hyman Rickover. General Allen, United States Marine Corps retired, former ISAF commander and 79th Commandant of Midshipmen at the Naval Academy. Admiral Jamie Fogo, former commander, U.S. Naval Forces Europe, and an old shipmate of mine from both Squadron 6 and from the Office of the Director of Naval Reactors. Vice Admiral John Fozzie Miller, former commander, U.S. Naval Forces Central Command. His wife, Mary Pat, commander, U.S. 5th Fleet. And Vice Admiral Jay Donnelly, USN retired, former commander, Submarine Forces when I had command of Albany. Lieutenant General John Whistler, United States Marine Corps retired, distinguished chair of leadership at the Stockdale Center of Ethical Leadership. Lieutenant General George Smith, United States Marine Corps, Deputy Commandant, Plans, Policies, and Operation, Headquarters Marine Corps, and former boss of J.P. McDonough. And Major General David Furness, Assistant Deputy Commandant for Plans, Policy, and Operations, and General Steve Lazuski, former and the 86th Commandant of Midshipmen at the Naval Academy. My dad, Rear Admiral Rick Buchanan, and my father-in-law, Rear Admiral Mike Coyle, both retired in the late 90s. It's great to have everybody with you, or with us here today, to celebrate this day for just a short bit of time, and I'm eternally grateful for your presence. And it is my pleasure to introduce the 63rd Superintendent of the United States Naval Academy, Vice Admiral Sean Buck.
So I've got some prepared remarks, but I'm going to go off script to start us out, to set the stage and to give you perspective. Last May of 2020, we were assembled here in Tecumseh Court for an official function of the United States Naval Academy in the midst of the pandemic. And we were all gathered here to commission the great class of 2020. All of those chairs were socially distanced 6 or 8 feet apart. The weather was overcast. We weren't sure what we were in the midst of, but we knew we didn't like it. But we also were very proud that we had at least pulled off, in some semblance, one of the very, very significant milestones of a young Navy officer or Marine officer's career, and that is to commission them. We had no guests. We did have the band. We did have some cameras because we telecast it virtually like we're doing today in a hybrid nature. We were proud that day. We were excited. But I'll tell you what, now that I can compare the pride I have right this moment and the excitement seeing you all jammed in shoulder to shoulder, there are no masks. You're here in person. We have both family, loved ones, and professional colleagues. And once again, we're celebrating a major milestone of our academy, as well as the major milestones in 2 very fine officers' careers in front of their families, both present and virtually. So I am damn excited. General Allen, welcome back. Admiral Fogo, welcome back. Admiral Bowman, welcome back. Flag and General Officer colleagues of mine, Rear Admiral Select Buchanan. I think I'm going to say that a couple of times today. I used to say in the building, what's another name for a Rear Admiral Select? And that's Captain. But today we're going to say Rear Admiral Select because it's very well deserved, and right in front of you all here in just a few short minutes, we're about to make that a reality and take the word select off. Colonel McDonough and your lovely family, friends of both these principals, family and friends and colleagues from the Naval Academy, thank you very much for taking your time to be here. For those of you all visiting the yard as just visitors, welcome to the Academy. For you graduates who are coming back and visiting the yard and celebrating with us, welcome home. It's good to have you back on the yard. The yard is about to be wide open to everybody as soon as we can, sometime this summer. And we're about to introduce just short of 1,200 new plebes on the 29th of this month. As Superintendent of our Naval Academy, I've had the distinct pleasure and honor of serving alongside TR for almost 2 years. He led me here by about a month, so we've been on this journey together. As you all well know, and I don't need to say it, the role of Commandant of Midshipmen is integral to the Naval Academy and to our mission of developing young men and women into leaders for the fleet. The Brigade of Midshipmen is the center of gravity here on the yard. It's the reason the Naval Academy exists, and it's the reason why every employee on the yard shows up to work each day. It all revolves around those 4,500 young men and women living in this dormitory around us right this moment. We need to ensure that each and every one of them is prepared for the very serious and very rewarding task of leading sailors and Marines when they graduate from the Academy. And because of this fact, the role of Commandant of Midshipmen is pivotal to the success of our mission. Today, we're here to say goodbye, good luck, and most importantly, thank you to Rear Admiral Select T.R. Buchanan, our 88th Commandant of Midshipmen, for a job done very well. I'll get to brag about TR in just a few minutes in these remarks. We're also here to provide a very warm Naval Academy welcome and a welcome home to Colonel J.P. McDonough and his family, who's assuming the reins of our 89th Commandant of Midshipmen. As I just mentioned a moment ago, the role of Commandant has always been and will remain the integral part of our mission's success. The past 15 months has only reinforced that fact for all of us here on the yard. When COVID arrived on our shores, we sailed into totally uncharted waters as we strove to accomplish our mission. We had to rethink and reimagine from start to finish what it meant to develop leaders and how to develop leaders within the constraints of a pandemic with no time-tested script to go from. We asked ourselves, damn near hourly. How do we keep the midshipmen healthy, safe, housed, fed, in shape, growing and maturing, and learning in a completely foreign environment to all of us? And let me be the first to say, it wasn't easy. This was one of the biggest leadership challenges of our careers for all of us at the Naval Academy. And we could not have done it without the support and the leadership of TR here in Bancroft Hall and all around the yard. As crisis after crisis this past year came our way, I could always trust in the steady, calm, thoughtful, and empathetic judgment of TR to help us find our way and to come out successfully on the other side. As we were slogging through the year, monitoring COVID cases, enforcing ROM, restriction of movement or quarantine, mask wearing, social distancing, and canceling or modifying events, it was hard to sometimes see the small victories. As an aviator, I call those SEER School victories. It felt like one step forward was often accompanied by 2 steps backwards. But last week, as we welcomed thousands of family members and friends to the yard in support of the Class of 21's commissioning week, and life on the yard started to feel a little bit more normal, it became apparent that the hard work, the sleepless nights, and difficult decisions of the past year led us to this moment. And our success was much more evident to every one of us. We could not have gotten the Class of 2020 and now the Class of 21 off into the fleet, ready to lead, without TR at the helm in Bancroft, leading the brigade and his staff through the entire journey of the pandemic. But it was not just the senior leadership team here that relied and trusted in TR. The midshipmen, they also came to know the commandant, as a steady presence in their lives, even from miles away. TR, you found ways to connect to this generation of midshipmen and let them know that they were cared for, valued, and still in the fight as we were spread far and wide around the world last spring and summer and hunkered down in Bancroft Hall and on the yard this last school year. While we know morale certainly ebbed and flowed this past year for the brigade, as it did for everyone around the world, I know the brigade will reflect back on your steady leadership during the crisis as an example to emulate as they progress throughout their careers. TR, you have an incredibly bright future in the Navy ahead of you. Having observed your leadership over the last 2 years, I have no doubt about that. Kelly, Anita, and Brian, on behalf of the entire Naval Academy family, I'd also like to extend my deepest gratitude to all 3 of you. And from all of us in uniform, we could not have done this without the Buchanan team. Thank you all for your perseverance, your patience, your understanding, and your support of TR as he led us through this. We wish you all the best in Tampa. McDonough family, JP, your lovely bride Kim, Jack and Will, 2 of the 4 sons in the McDonough family, your sons Brendan and Keegan, who are not here with us today but may be dialing in on YouTube Live, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, young man. We're thrilled to have you here. JP, Joanne and I look forward to serving alongside you and Kim and the family here on the yard over the next 2 years. I think it's going to be a wonderful journey as we put COVID in our rearview mirror. With that, let's get on with what we're here for. To thank and honor and recognize TR for a job done well as a Navy captain, and then to turn that Rear Admiral Select into Rear Admiral United States Navy here in just a moment. TR, will you join me at the podium to accept some recognition?
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Attention to award. The President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Legion of Merit Gold Star in lieu of the 3rd award to Captain Thomas R. Buchanan, United States Navy, for service as set forth in the following citation. For exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service as Commandant of Midshipmen, United States Naval Academy, from May of 2019 to June 2021. Captain Buchanan, demonstrating visionary leadership and unmatched professionalism, was instrumental to the development and transition of midshipmen into the nation's future leaders. Through firm and steady guidance, he produced graduates of impeccable character and competence for service in the Navy and Marine Corps. By employing a creative approach to professional military training and an uncompromising insistence on maintaining the highest standards of ethical conduct, he empowered the men and women of the brigade to reach their full potential as leaders. He also imbued them with a fulsome appreciation for cherished, time-honored Navy and Marine Corps customs and traditions, while simultaneously connecting the lessons taught to the core values of honor, courage, and commitment. Additionally, Captain Buchanan implemented innovative processes to ensure successful and continuous operations of the Brigade of Midshipmen during an unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic. Through countless contributions and influences on his staff and midshipmen, he has positively influenced the Naval Academy and the Navy and Marine Corps for many years to come. By his dynamic direction, keen judgment, and loyal devotion to duty, Captain Buchanan reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. For the President, Sean S. Buck, Vice Admiral, United States Navy, Superintendent. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Mrs. Buchanan and his kids, Brian and Anita, are being presented tokens of appreciation by Captain Buchanan for their love, commitment, and support during their time at the Naval Academy. Additionally, a token of appreciation is being presented to Mrs. McDonough by Colonel McDonough. Next, we will see the promotion of Captain T.R. Buchanan. Post the order. Attention to orders. The President of the United States has reposed special trust and confidence in your patriotism, valor, fidelity, and abilities. In view of these qualities, your demonstrated potential for increased responsibility, and in accordance with the authority vested in the Chief of Naval Operations, you are hereby authorized to assume the title and wear the uniform of a Rear Admiral, lower half, United States Navy, effective 1 June 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated while Captain Buchanan's family pins on his rank. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as Rear Admiral Buchanan reaffirms his oath of office.
TR, if you'll please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name.
I, Thomas Robert Buchanan,
Having been appointed a Rear Admiral in the United States Navy,
having been appointed a Rear Admiral in the United States Navy,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
to support and defend the Constitution
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
That I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for honors for Rear Admiral T.R. Buchanan. Military guests, attention to honors. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Rear Admiral T.R. Buchanan, the floor is yours.
All right, good afternoon. What a day, what a week, what a year, mind you, what a tour. Right here in T Court, where Naval Academy grads start their journey, where we hosted 5 graduation ceremonies for the class of 2020, fitting to sunset my tour at the Naval Academy right here. I am honored that all of you could join us, virtually or in person. And we probably have that small contingent out there. Maybe we have, 1 or 2 followers. We really have adapted our content delivery. Not sure I ever thought this day would be here, quite frankly. Not sure I thought we'd get to graduation. But we did, and boy, did it feel good on last Friday. Certainly not for this promotion. It really hasn't sunk in. But for getting out of the COVID vortex. Really bittersweet, actually. We're starting to see so much of what we knew this Annapolis experience could be, and quite frankly, JP, I am jealous. It was a welcome relief with the recent decision to remove masks, and it has been quite the ride. And no way I could I have anticipated this interesting journey we all took, all of you out there, as we battled through this. And there's a fantastic and diverse collection of supporters here today that made this journey possible. There are several that could not be here, and I want to pay a quick tribute to them. My cousin Dan, one of my Aunt Nancy's and Uncle Steve's 2 sons, and my Uncle Tom, my mom's brother, both passed away too soon within the past year. We miss them dearly and only wish they could be here with us today. And while not likely the proximate cause of their deaths, COVID-19 has had a profound impact on me and my family, just like it has on so many others. And I really do mean that. This has been tough. I will try to keep my remarks brief, but as I have a penchant for talking, that may not be possible. Fortunately, the light breeze might help. But already know that I'm likely to fail in that endeavor. And if I start to shed a few tears, please know that it's meant as the sincerest appreciation. I have a lot of people to thank today. And this natural conclusion to the end of this tour and the beginning of Colonel McDonough's tour is not about us. It is about the team. And I would break my remarks into 3 quick parts: thanks, the past, and the future. First off, Vice Admiral Buck, thank you for your kind remarks. Thank you for the trust that you have placed in me during this challenging time. It was a true pleasure to serve with you and for you. And simply put, our base operating support contractor, which just turned over in the recent days, for setting and putting up this event. The Multimedia Support Center, led by Matt McMahon, who have performed superbly in difficult times. I mean, they've brought content all over the world to interested parties and Naval Academy fans everywhere. The Naval Academy Band, coming to play every day. And they stepped up when we needed them the most, when the events of COVID had taken a turn for the worse. Back in March, we had a significant outbreak of the UK variant of COVID-19. And the Navy band was there, dropped their instruments at the door, and stepped into a new role as concierge at the Graduate Hotel and the Hilton Garden Inn in Annapolis, Maryland. But they put on a great show with their music all the time. But thank you, Diane, for your efforts in leading them for our success. My team who put this event together, Angela Bailey, Cal Giuono, thanks for putting it together. That grew over time, and you never complained, at least not to me. The SLT, Senior Leader Team, with whom I have collaborated with on so many initiatives. Your leadership, sound judgment, your friendship means a great deal to me. Even the guy with the bucket hat right there down my next door neighbor, Steve Vossen, came to play. Thanks for letting me have a voice as the member on that team who has the shortest time on the pond. The lead staff, who led us through a number of turbulent times. Remediation training, honor staff working overtime, and late nights in Luce Hall. The ProDev staff, who developed an adaptable plan for plebe summer, keeping the YPs operating, and creatively finding ways to execute the Commandant's intent so well. My immediate staff, Debbie Belletti, Arlene Russman, thanks for the creativity and care with which you carried out your day-to-day responsibilities. Ken Kessinger, plus his admin team, battling as you did through your own significant challenges, the strength with which you attacked each day was truly impressive. Good thing we got Chief to stick around just a little bit longer. Chief Alvarez is like crazy glue. You touch him once and he doesn't easily go away. My JAGs, John Corrigan, Jason O'Brien, Ayanna Pitterson, Tim Bergstrom, we spent a lot of time together. Thanks for supporting the team in so many different ways, providing me great counsel as we navigated many conduct and honor cases, and quite frankly, too many of them. To Ross and Tom and Al and the team of aptitude officers, we are making progress even if there are days when we don't think we are. I look forward to realizing and seeing the rewards of the good work that you all are doing. To Captain Mathewson, my deputy, you provided the steady, reliable, and principled product I needed and provided some great watch team backup. Thank you. To Master Chief Figura, thanks for being such a caring and compassionate leader. And you always would check in on me. You knew better than I did when I was not firing on all cylinders. Thanks for taking the time to ask about me in times of substantial stress. To the Baddos, what a team. Todd, Courtney, Q7, Mendy, Tom, Mac. You guys are truly a dream team. Thanks for what you do every day. And to Blackjack and Kelly and Juice and Beth, who put their hearts and souls into these assignments, for which I am immensely grateful. To the COs and SELs, you do really make the impossible possible. Collateral duties, watch, picking up the pieces time and time again. You should seek satisfaction in seeing the joy across each face crossing the stage last Friday that I saw. Know it exists and keep after it. Thanks for leading our midshipmen and providing the Polaris for them to follow. Your engagement with them is crucial for their development. Please keep it up. To the ops team, 17,000 events, down to just a couple of thousand, all reimagined. Thanks for keeping our morale up and the proposals flowing. To the SUPO, his team led by Mike Jefferson and Derek Turner, what a great effort. Improving the funds flow understanding, improving midshipman ration account, absolutely enormous, and will likely be the single most thing that happened in my time here. And to that medical team, led by Captain Saperstein and Captain Cotrone, data-driven decisions, vaccines, isolation care, so very well done. And to my family, this tour may have been the toughest of them all. I was here physically, but absent mentally. And my two wonderful children may have suffered the most as I was drawn so much to be the dad for the likes of 4,500. I would like to apologize for not more adequately balancing my time, in ways that we could allowed us to spend even more quality time together. And we had some, but we needed more. And I take that responsibility very seriously. I won't get it back, but please know that I will always be there for you, will love you, will continue to make it up to you every day moving forward. Standing up here today, I would not be here without the love and support of my parents and their spouses, my in-laws, and my extended family all over the country. I do consider myself very fortunate to have that support to fall back on in times of stress. And Kelly, what a trip this has been. Frustrating sometimes, exhilarating at times, and there is a sense of satisfaction to be at the finish line. It has been a challenging tour, but thanks for being the loving and supportive partner you have always been. This would not have been possible without you. I love you. Before I begin with the recent past, I must talk about the more distant path. And it is great to have a few of my mentors here today. To my classmates who could be here, welcome. It all started 33 years ago next month, a few more years to go, but thanks for being part of that journey. There we go, Cal. My first submarine and my sponsor on that mighty warship, USS Asheville. Sean, class of 92-1. See you in the audience? There he is. Good to see you, Sean. Claudine, awesome. Thanks for being here. Admiral Bowman of the Bowman Scholar namesake, thanks for entrusting me all those years ago, nearly 20 years now, hard to believe. The boards I wear today are those that you gifted me way back then. Thank you. I'm sorry Linda could not be here with us today. Admiral Fogo and Cindy, who I watched with open eyes as you skillfully navigated a demanding EA assignment at Naval Reactors, a daunting Commodore tour with its own setbacks, and only to return right back into the thick of things with tours on CNO staff and with the chairman, only to rise very quickly in the ranks to lead our European naval forces. It's great to have you here today, sir. So wonderful. Sublant, when I was in command, was Admiral Jay Donnelly. Mimi and Jay are here today. It's great to see you this weekend at church, and also thanks for showing your support for all the Naval Academy activities. Fifth Fleet Commander when I lived in Bahrain, and who promoted me to captain on March of 2014, Vice Admiral Fozzie Miller and his wife Mary Pat. So great to see you both. This tour started out as normal as any of them. Getting me under my feet, Gettysburg leadership experience, sponsored by the class of 77, company commanders, team captains get together. The experiences the midshipmen get these days is just unbelievable. Getting updates on summer training, events underway, the logistics of support, all of it, also unbelievable. Plebe summer, everything you need to know to be successful happens in plebe summer. Unfortunately, it is not always easy to understand the messages that come and contained in that journey. Uniform races, rates, memorization, prioritization, all overwhelmed. I felt overwhelmed a little bit in this tour, but it all eased out. But energized, I lost a few pounds, so much so my pants didn't fit. Took me a while to fix that issue. Even read about it in my command climate survey. But my favorite punchline goes something like this. When the West Point Commandant wakes up in the morning, what does he think about? He thinks about Navy. So my counterpart at West Point was a guy named Brigadier General Curtis Buzzard, his own West Point class of 1992. He decided to send both his daughters to Navy. Class of 2020, class of 2023. Okay, we got to reform in August and off we went. Football games, stop the snack attack, not a popular decision, number one. Great season, fall sports, trip to West Point for sprint football, Halloween concert, unbelievably talented midshipmen we have in the grind of the fall. Discussions about open door policies, don't give up. Combat boots, all things liberty and watchstanding. And if Lieutenant Narby's in the audience, he's here. Oh, there he is. Thanks for addressing those issues head on. Deflection is good sometimes. Air Force Week, victory. Army Week, trying to turn the corner on professionalism, making some progress. Beat Army in convincing fashion, off to the Liberty Bowl, another great experience. 11-2, going well. In fact, every Saturday I would get a text from General Lazuski, wishing me well. It was awesome. Holiday break, plowing through January, lots of progress, good small group discussions with the brigade, feedback from the Command Climate Survey, starting to implement some of those things. Then in February, Duke Curio and David Forney in 3 separate weeks. We lost 2 midshipmen. It was absolutely devastating. Then COVID, March of 2020. Online learning, reimagining all the activities on the yard. 5 graduations of 2020, which I mentioned previously. Dad jokes sitting here waiting for the blues to fly up overhead. 4 straight months, not a day off of dailies, 120 days straight. And one Annapolis version of Sanford and Son as we executed the largest dormitory move-out in the history of the Naval Academy. Halsey Fieldhouse looked as if it was the warehouse in Indiana Jones where the Ark of the Covenant was stored. Racial tensions captured the summer. We should not forget about that. We grew a lot over the summer of 2020. More virtual engagements, and who knew Google had such a capacity. We've been recovering ever since, though. Mental health has been highlighted more than ever. More work remains, and I look forward to seeing how we might improve in the days, weeks, and months ahead. I could recount how challenging COVID was, but suffice it to say, it took everyone, and I mean everyone, to get through this. Medical support staff testing, midshipmen doing more work preserving the day-to-day activities than in recent history, new proposals on how to address morale issues, isolation watches, virtual engagements, thousands of them, food delivery, unfarkling the post office backlog, King Hall watches, to name just a few. The future looks exceptionally bright in the context of what looking back. A brigade reset is underway. Summer training plans are in execution. King Hall is getting back to normal. No ROM, or restriction of movement, for plebe summer. The fall looks as normal as ever, and some tough competition for the football team. How great will it be to pack the stadium once again. To my message to JP, you are well prepared for this assignment. You have legends in your corner sitting in the front row. Use them as you negotiate the challenges ahead. Use your team, especially the midshipman leadership. They will not disappoint you. Communicate your expectations clearly, and quite honestly, this is an area where I will continue to strive for improvement moving forward. And to the larger Naval Academy family, we are at an inflection point. Just like in the country, stay the course, keep collaborating in support of our enduring Naval Academy mission. Don't forget, while we're here, to commission officers to lead in the Navy and Marine Corps. We need to remind ourselves of this often. Compassion and empathy have their roles here. So too does leadership, accountability, energy, and discipline. I trust we can do it. I coined the tagline, "Your legacy, our brand, one team," to support driving the development of character, building competence, and living core values. Were we successful? I think it really depends on who you ask and what metrics you pull. All I know is that we are on a significant upward trajectory, and I'm excited about the future of this institution, those that are interested in its development, and those that actively participate in growing the organization. I will be there every step of the way, but now as a former Commandant of Midshipmen, because I believe in what this institution represents. Thank you all for all of your support. It means so much to me and my family. God bless you, and God bless the Naval Academy. I will now read my orders. From Chief of Naval Operations to Thomas R. Buchanan. Subject, CNO Order 0892-1. When directed by Reporting Senior, detach in June of 2021 as Commandant of Midshipmen. Report in June of 2021 to Headquarters, U.S. Central Command, Tampa, Florida, for duty as Deputy Director, Plans and Policy. Colonel McDonough, I am ready to be relieved.
I will now read my orders. From Headquarters Marine Corps to James P. McDonough. Subject, Headquarters Marine Corps, Order 2021-0127. Report no later than 30 June 2021 to United States Naval Academy, Annapolis, Maryland, for duty as Commandant of Midshipmen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 89th Commandant of Midshipmen, United States Naval Academy, Colonel James McDonough III, United States Marine Corps.
As the incoming commander, I know my role, and it's my speech will be short and sweet. But I'd be remiss if I didn't issue thanks to many out there. So first, I want to say thank you to all the flag and general officers with us today. Very excited that you were able to join us both here live as well as for all of it out virtually as well. First, I want to say thanks to Admiral Buchanan, sir. You and Kelly have been very welcome and open for giving us this tremendous turnover. And TR mentioned the 17,000 events. It's amazing. Our turnover was in between events. It's continuous. So the conversations we had, the frank conversation all along has been great, and I greatly appreciate it. Good luck to you and your family down in Tampa, sir. General Allen, thank you and Kathy for attending today. I greatly appreciate our conversations prior to my meeting with the SOUP, but I also want to publicly acknowledge that I would not be here today without your engaged leadership back in TBS in 2001. I was ready to get out of the Marine Corps. I had accepted a letter of employment to the FBI, and then at the time, Colonel Allen decided to take me for a run out on the rolling hills at TBS, the PFT course. We had a frank conversation as we talked, and then he decided he was going to introduce me to his TBS roommate, James Kallstrom, who is an FBI legend, former director of the New York field office, who proceeded to call me that very evening. Now, General, I don't know what you have on Mr. Kallstrom, but that was not the conversation I expected to have. After a few minutes of conversation and talking about his experience, he made the point of I needed to stay in the Marine Corps. And sir, that engaged leadership that you showed, that you had, amongst the hundreds of captains that we have at the basic school was instrumental. So I bring that engaged leadership back here to Bancroft Hall, sir. So I appreciate that. Thank you. So I know there's a story, and there may be some who were here, but that you actually rappelled into Alumni Hall in your first remarks, sir. So I will follow in your footsteps, but I do not picture myself actually rappelling in, sir. General Lazewski didn't recommend it either, so that one I'll leave that to you, sir. So General Lazewski and Robin, thanks for coming as well. Your guidance and mentorship, both at 11th Marines, where you're my CO, and well at PPNO have been tremendous. I appreciate your honest input, your honest feedback, and I look forward to continuing that conversation over the next several years. And I look forward to being a fellow Annapolitan with you and Robin, and look forward to having you whenever you can, sir. So thanks. I appreciate that, and I look forward to continue guidance and mentorship along the way, sir. Thank you. So also in the front row are my two of my last two former bosses, General Smith and General Furness. The last, actually 3 years under their tutelage has been truly a PhD level leadership, experimentation, learning from me learning from them. And sir and gentlemen, both thank you for allowing me to provide you input. The last 3 years, both at 2nd Marine Division, which was an incredible tour, and here at PP&O has been awesome. And all of that leadership experience I take with me. Gentlemen, thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. So there's a few of my classmates out there. Actually, we're a little smaller, I think, right now on the yard so far. But for class of 94, I think we got MJ Pilata and Homer out there. Thanks for making it today, and I know we've got several out there live streaming. I know when we graduated, if you would have told me or most of my classmates that I'd be back here today, truly a shock. But 94, I will not let you down. Thanks, and I hope to see you all in the yard. Finally, I just want to say to my family here in front of us, as the soup mentioned, Jack and Will are here. My other two sons, Brendan, who's down at Damnack at Intel School, and then Keegan, who's out at Camp Pendleton right now for Marine Week for ROTC. Thanks for everything you've done to get us here. I know we were in our forever house just before this move, and I guess that's one thing as a Marine or a Navy officer. You never know what's coming next. And this opportunity to be here today, to come back to the Naval Academy was one, I certainly couldn't pass up. I will say, though, that our Forever House went on the market and sold the next day for more than we were asking. So that worked out, right? So I thank you for Jack and Will, another school. Thanks for the positive attitude for you all that you've done. I know Will, look forward to walking to school. And Jack will be making that commute to Gonzaga, so fingers crossed. He actually starts be legal driver come Thursday. So everyone pray for Jack as he makes that commute up and down 50 every day. And to Kim, truly my better half. People say that. I truly mean that, my better half, my confidant. Thanks. So to Admiral Buck. Sir, thanks for this awesome opportunity. And I use that word awesome to mean a couple things. First, this is awesome, right? Look at this. Well, here we are in T-Court. First, I want to say thanks to the band. Let's hear it for them real quick. So this is awesome, but I also mean awesome in the sense of it is a truly daunting responsibility. I think about the 4,500 midshipmen out there that are going to become Navy and Marine Corps officers, and more importantly, the sailors and Marines that are going to lead in the fleet. So I think about that's tens of thousands of lives that are going to be touched by what happens here at the Naval Academy. So that I consider that awesome responsibility. And Admiral Buck, I want you to know that I'm 100% committed to this effort. Make sure that we produce the best midshipmen that will become the best Navy and Marine Corps officers and are ready to lead in both competition and in conflict. Finally, to the tremendous team here at the Naval Academy, thank you for your incredible welcome. I look forward to working with all of you as we continue this critical mission. Thank you, and Semper Fidelis.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Father Dundon will now pronounce the benediction, followed by Navy blue and gold.
Let us pray. Lord, dons need to put all the energy they can in, so we thank you for giving us Rear Admiral Buchanan. Through 2 historical years, officers were made as he led and guided our Bancroft Brigade, guided them to a legacy written on each page, which molds future leaders through every age, showing them they now belong to one team, each wearing a uniform stitched without seam. Judged by a standard on which they stand, everything they do will leave the mark of the brand. With honor, courage, and commitment, our Daunt did perform, so the brigade could sustain, elevate, lead, and transform. With gratitude, then, Lord, bless him, his wife, and his kids, a family which grew to embrace thousands of mids. We offer this also as our prayer and petition, that Colonel McDonough may continue the mission, forming outstanding leaders that will remain true to defend our beloved red, white, and blue. Amen.
Sailors brave in battle, since fighting days of old, have proved the sailors right to wear the navy blue and gold.
Feed
Army!
Bosun, post aside, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the departure of the official party. Naval Academy, departing. Rear Admiral, United States Navy, departing. Brigade of Midshipmen, departing. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the ceremony. A reception will be held in Smoke Hall. Thank you.
Forgot the bell? Hey, sir.
How much longer are you here for?
It's going to be a year. It's a 3 year tour.
3 years as well, okay.
Good waiting on this weekend.
Is that?
So you did. It was good.
Oh, yes, thank you.
I was going to Kennedy.
That's right, Kennedy.